Welcome to number 9 Clifford Street here in Mayfair, the new home of AP. AP House, only the second in the UK, with Manchester and this new one here in London, just around the corner from the old one on New Bond Street, which was a first floor appointment only. This is now actually open to the public. And I'm slightly reticent to do, thank you sir, that's all good. I'm slightly reticent to do tours of boutiques because often they're not that interesting, but this is an absolute jewel. I'll give you a quick tour and then we're going to sit down with some of the novelties for 2026. So let's jump in. So guys, this building originally developed in 1790, then later in 1988 there was a big fire, and it's taken AP 3 years to develop it to the state that it's in today. I really feel like it's an investment in London. You know, it's an awful lot of time and money that's gone into it, all done in-house, interesting enough. The architects and the interior designers all at Le Brazou at the HQ. And while I desperately want to leave with an open work perpetual calendar jumbo, I fear this one might not land particularly well at home, but I'd love to whip this one out in bed, see what the missus thinks of that. I should say that the AP team have allowed me to wear this, the Neo Frame Jumping Hours that they launched just a few months ago. For me, the interesting thing is actually for you to see it on the wrist so you can proportionally weigh it up, because I think that's where a lot of the conversation's been. So with security support, I'm wearing the Neo Frame Jumping Hour for the tour. I don't know if I ever mentioned this, but one of my dreams was to be Phil Spencer on location. So this is as close as I've ever come to that, and Grand Designs actually. First floor. We have got, well, it's actually ground floor. We've got the strap bar just on the right-hand side as you come in. And then we've got these 3 cabinets of vintage pieces, which I'm told by the team will be consistently here. So it's not like they're revolving over time, but we've got some absolute bangers in all 3 of them. The star of the show for me in the first cabinet is this perpetual calendar minute repeater pocket watch, absolutely stonking. Second cabinet, Disco Volante, ultra thin, circular sort of flying saucer, perfect integration. One of my all-time favorite designs. Would actually love to see that one live again. And then an early 70s first series Royal Oak Jumbo, and then a Cobra bracelet, unlike anything else. Final cabinet, 2 to have a look at here for me. I've never seen a Clover perpetual calendar retailed from Asprey here in London. Absolute grail level. And then we've got a one-of-one Elton John Royal Oak that was bought by AP back at auction. Mother of pearl dial, gem set bezel, gem set markers. Can you imagine if that watch could talk? It could only be Elton. Not seen that before either. And then finally, I'm told that this is a fully functioning jukebox that has yet to be played in this new location. And it's a bit of a theme of what this whole house is about, is the detail. Each and every one of these cards references ambassadors predominantly of AP, and no stone has been left unturned when it comes to the little details. Love the mid-century chairs over there. And then finally this sort of life-size manufacture, what do you call it? Model. Absolutely brilliant. I'm not quite sure what these guys are up to. This guy's certainly not polishing any bezels, and that octopus is causing havoc in the cafeteria, but there we go. So we're here now on the first floor. Each and every room is entirely different, has a totally different feel to it, with a British twist. Artists on the wall that are continually changing. And here on the first floor is a view down to the gallery as such, is the only room in the whole building that has new watches. So I think it's a real statement of intent, the fact that this place is so focused on socializing and less about the watches. It's not about the watches. This room is inspired by whiskey distilleries. Again, that wonderful confluence of sort of modern and old coming together. We've got the sort of brushed brass copper feel, and this is the sort of revolving window as such of the novelties available at AP. So here we are on the second floor. Again, a totally different feel. Steinway & Sons piano, I won't play it for you today. And then this beautiful open plan bar. I mean, it's just a triumph. We're so lucky with the weather today, the sun coming in. It's very rare here in London. Beautiful open plan, sort of dining table, seating set up over there. Chairs are amazing. Yeah, look, it's, you know, the focus, as I said, it's not about watches, it's about experience. And that's what you're getting here. It really is, it's a jewel. So for the next 24 hours, you can send your offers on this fine building to me via email, WhatsApp, carrier pigeon. come at me with your best offer, because I'm going to speak to the owner of this building, come back to you if you've got the offer. No, forget about that, guys. We're heading downstairs, one more floor downstairs, and we're going to get hands-on with some of the 2026 novelties. So guys, here we are. Finally, some watches and some new ones. They've just come out for 2026. Music in the background, controlled centrally, so we can't adjust it. This is the music that's going on all around the house. In fact, because we can't adjust it, I thought it might be nice to give you a vibe of what you might expect when you do come in. 5 new offshores, 3 new divers. The 3 divers are the ones that caught my eye personally, 42 millimeters, different colorways. And my favorite is probably, as controversial as it's going to be, probably the baby pink accents. I wouldn't have it on the white strap personally. I'd love to have it on on a dusty pink rubber strap, but I love the pink accents on there. 300 meters water resistance. The teal will probably end up being the most popular out of the lineup. Ultimately, it's a watch that's close to my heart. I can remember the original launch of the diver many years back now, and the advert of the guy sort of dropping back into the sort of glass bowl of water that he was in, and I've always loved it. I've always thought it was absolutely brilliant. 42 millimeters. Look, it's a big boy, but ultimately it's one that is meant to be thrashed about. Pools, seas, 5-star dining resorts, wherever you may be. It's designed to be thrashed about. View into the case back, in-house caliber, automatic winding, filling the case nicely. Contrasting accents on the pusher. So there's a ceramic pusher here at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and a pusher here at 3, with again a sort of rose gold contrasting pusher in the end. Although they're not pushers, they're just crowns. So ceramic, but contrasting pusher-like accents which echo the dial markers themselves. Yeah, nicely done, big and bold, strong AP across the board for the new diver look. We've also got the 43 millimeter. One example here is the offshore chronograph, blue ceramic here. Sort of actually funny in this light. It's quite a moody room. In this light, it almost looks like it might be a sort of a teal ceramic, but it is very much a blue. And what I like about the finishing here of ceramic, and we see ceramic from lots of different brands out there, but what I like about this finishing is the brushed finish you see on the bezel and the brushed finish on the pushers. The date window is a bit of a killer for me. That's the only thing I would adjust personally. But other than that, there we go. A new offshore 43 millimeter. The standout on the table for me is actually the 38 millimeter code. And I'm well aware that I'm likely to get a bit of heat for that. But I think the code has now been up and running for enough time for it to have evolved to a point where the concentric dial layout, stunning. Date window where you've got a bit of a step date window. The markers, the hands have been refined a little bit over time to be just a little bit more of a statement of design. The case in itself with that curved crystal always gets me. And then the lugs, the sort of hollowed out lugs, along with this beautiful strap, this stitch strap, which is only going to get better and better over time. I just think that, for me, maybe it's because I'm on a shift towards smaller case sizes generally, but the 38 millimeter code is a banger. And let's be honest, it's probably one that you could come in here and actually walk out with. I'm not entirely sure. I have not had confirmation from the team about that, but you're not walking out with a jumbo open-worked Perpetual today, but you might walk out with that 38 mil. And for me, genuinely something to be celebrated in that. And then finally, the last one on the table is this malachite, this 41 millimeter malachite in yellow gold. My preference would be the 37 mil. In fact, 37 mil chronograph here, but I know that it comes in 37 mil, much like the turquoise stone that we saw a couple of years back. This malachite now joins the lineup. And what I particularly like about this is just the punchiness of the malachite on the yellow gold. I'm a yellow gold fan. Don't know if it's the old money vibes, I don't know what it is. It may not even work with my skin, but I've got the 1921 in yellow, I've got the Vacheron Saltarello in yellow. So for me, it's actually got to be in yellow. And the nice thing about the stone, and we've seen lots of stone dials out there, recent years there've been lots of stone dials, but I like the fact that AP have selected stone that has waviness to it, a better character, some inclusions. It's not sort of perfectly, horizontal lineups that you so often see with malachite. But ultimately, and I feel like I've got to get this one on the wrist because it is so punchy. I know for a fact, because I tried it on earlier, that the bracelet does not fit, but it is so punchy as a combo, the malachite and the yellow gold, 41 I feel like I could pull it off, but for me, it's gonna have to be the smaller 37, which, as you can imagine, probably the more popular. So not available. But we have to finish with the watch that was on my wrist that I've been wearing all day. And actually, I'm delighted to have been wearing it because, and we were talking, the team and I were talking before we started shooting this. This was the watch, the Neo frame. It is the Neo frame. Just confirming, the Neo frame jumping hours. It is a watch that, you know, we saw the photos go bonkers the other week. The references to Cartier, the references to Whoop, the references to AP's back catalogue. Is this a reissue? You know, what is this? To me, you've got to get hands-on with it. You've got to put it on the wrist. You've got to wear it before you fully understand it. Immediately, I would say I'm struck by the reflectiveness of the dial itself, because you've only got the running minutes and you've got the hour on the dial. So the rest of the dial itself is leaving lots of space to be reflective, and it's got real punchiness to it. The AP logo at 6 disappears entirely almost off the dial until you see it catch the light. Fingerprints, got to be prepared for that. There's going to be some fingerprints on the dial, that's for sure. You can certainly see that sharp. It's almost like, and we took some shots upstairs on the Steinway piano, because in so many ways it's very much like that. It's very, very black, it's very, very deep black, it's reflective, it's glossy, it's moody, it's petulant, it's elegant. I'm not sure what else I can say really about that. I love a jump hour. I love the Saltarella that I've got. We're having a bit of a jump hour moment, and I'm rolling here, guys. I'm just rolling with my, I'm getting sides of the back saying cut, cut, cut. I'm just rolling with it because I think it's so fresh, it's so new. The strap is beautiful. The way the strap really cements itself. The lugs extend quite deep, and the strap really extends into the case itself. It's almost got a sort of rubberized finish to it. Certainly a leather sort of underlining, but almost a rubber touch, which makes it, again, quite interestingly contrasting. The case is beautiful. You know, the way these, this case, this singular piece on the side for the case itself and then the lug, almost reminds me of a setting of a stone in a ring. The way that the ring is held in its setting. These lugs feel very sharp and angular, almost like a setting. The coding of the windows to the dial, so you've got black sort of color-coded dial. I think if that had been very contrasted, it probably wouldn't have worked. Ultimately, I'm enjoying wearing it. I'm enjoying wearing it. Would I love to have seen a new caliber shaped to fit the case? Yes. Would I have loved to have seen a slightly smaller case shape generally? Yes. Does it feel very distinct to the reference that it was inspired by? Yes. It's not a copy and paste. You know, we've seen that with the remaster over the years, and the series of editions that have been inspired by AP's back catalogue. But this isn't that. It's not a copy at all. It's its own beast, that's for sure. So you've just got to come in and try it on, and it's up, you know, in your mind. Leave it up to you to make your decision. But I am a fan of it. And I'm not just saying it because I'm here. Will I be walking out with it today? Absolutely not. But I'm a fan. So there you have it, guys. A few new novelties from AP in a single take, shot like Adolescence, the show on, is it ITV? ITV BBC. Single shot. Me riffing, just totally openly and honestly about this new series of APs. Don't forget, AP for the first time in many years back at Watches and Wonders this year, so I expect that we'll have one or two more novelties to come later in the year. But ultimately, today's just been a celebration of this new location, which truthfully, and I've not been paid a sausage to say it, is a jewel in Mayfair. You've got to come by. They will welcome you with open arms. I can't guarantee you'll be walking out with anything on the wrist, but I can guarantee you'll be served by the team here wonderfully, and you'll be feeling that you've got a much closer sense and relationship to the brand itself. So do come on in, and they look forward to welcoming you. I won't be here, but please leave your comments below. Thanks for joining. Cheers.